Hi, guys, and welcome back to Black Talent TV's Be in the Talk, a podcast show that has engaging conversation with influential guests in the entertainment industry. I am very excited for our next guest that we have here today, but before I get to our guest, I just want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors, Koss Headphones. Koss Headphones calls themselves the original stereo phone company. They have a really huge loyal fan base, and thanks to their noise canceling technology and their great fit. Koss is a great headphones for filmmakers, musicians, podcast people like myself. I love it. So make sure you guys check out Koss at koss.com and make sure you guys pick out which headphones you guys like. All right, now we're getting back to our interview with Miss Kelcy Griffin. She is an actress. You might know her for roles from Gotham. She plays Vanessa Harper. She also plays on the Power series on Starz, Dominique. And she also is currently starring in the Chicago the Musical. So we are very excited to have her here with us today, Miss Kelcy. Hi, Kelcy.
Hi.
We are so excited for having you on here. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. We really appreciate it.
Of course.
Awesome. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and dive right on in. So, as I said in the introduction, Miss Kelcy, you are starring in Chicago the Musical.
Is that not current?
Huh?
The last job that I started, when I moved to New York, I started doing Broadway shows. So that's how I got my start in the entertainment industry. So I am not currently in Chicago right now.
I apologize for that. I sincerely apologize for that. But going off of that, are you interested in doing more musicals in your future?
Yeah, that's how, like I said, that's how I started. That's how I trained. I've been a musical theater nerd most of my life. I've always loved Broadway and loved singing and dancing. So that's how I kind of got my step in the entertainment industry. So when the right project comes along, yes, I will definitely be interested in doing more musical theater or Broadway projects. But right now I'm focusing on mostly TV and film. But no, Broadway is not off the table. I just have decided to try and do other things.
Of course. Absolutely. And to play off of that, you said you're more interested in doing TV and films. Where did this love and passion for your acting begin? When did that start for you?
I started like most little girls. I was fortunate enough to be able to take dance classes as a child. So I started performing very young, doing dance recitals and that type of thing. So that kind of morphed. I started singing, and then once I started singing, then I tried acting. And so I think it began very young. And I found my love through the arts, through like community shows and doing, neighborhood theater and that type of thing is where all of this kind of love for performance started. But I found my way through acting through dance and singing. Yeah.
You're a singer too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we got a multi-talented, multi-gifted person on our show today. Didn't realize that you sing. Oh my goodness. For singing, are you interested maybe on doing an album? Maybe not maybe an album, but maybe kind of do some like, because I understand you said Broadway and the musicals are still still on the table. Would you like to do more of will we actually see more like an album from you, maybe, possibly, or what can we,
No, I'm not much into like pop, like album type of world. I really do love classical singing and traditional musical theater is where my heart is.
Mm-hmm.
So if I sing again, it will definitely be in some sort of musical or something along those lines. I love classical Broadway.
Yes.
That's where my strength and my heart is. So no albums for me.
No albums for you? Well, darn it. I was hoping to be one of the first people to go see your concert. I was going to buy myself a ticket to go see your concert. So with, going back to, with your love of acting in the beginning, what types of movies did you grow up when you were young that you said to yourself, you know what? that's what I want to do. You know, I see this person doing it, that's what I want to do too. What type of movies that kind of moved you forward into acting?
I don't think I didn't know that I wanted to pursue this professionally until I got a little bit older. I just knew I loved it. When I was younger, watching movies, like, was still my favorite movie of all times. It would be Sister Act 2.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like it's literally like, you asked me what my favorite movie is, I will most likely tell you that. So your kids up there dancing and singing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, this is really amazing. I still watch that movie today like I've never seen it before, even though I've seen it like 5 million times.
Oh yeah. How can you not?
Yeah. So I think that, like, a movie that imprints in my mind as far as, like, inspiring me to want to pursue performing, whether I don't think I knew exactly it was going to be movies at that point, or film or TV, but just inspire me to perform, definitely that movie alone had something to do with it, for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and Sister Act 2, truly one of the best, you know, truly one of Whoopi's best. And I'm a huge Whoopi Goldberg fan, so the fact you said Sister Act 2, yep, I can watch that movie over and over and just not get tired of that. That and The Color Purple, one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too. That's another favorite that I watch. And I think I just always watch movies with, like, the fascination of being involved in deep into that story. Again, I said I didn't decide I wanted to do professionally until, like, closer to high school. So as a child, I was more watching it just out of pure enjoyment. Color Purple is another one of my favorites. I love seeing Black people on screen. So I really, especially as a kid, I loved, like, and I was really big into TV. I still am. I still love TV. So as a kid, watching, like, Moesha and A Different World and, you know, The Cosby Show and all of those. I can name all of the 90s, like, Black TV, My Brother and Me, even all that. Actually, all that had a pretty big part of me wanting to, like, see myself on TV when I saw kids doing it on TV.
Oh, that is awesome. All that is hands down my favorite show of all time. Oh my goodness.
Kenan and Kel, like, I really liked all those Nickelodeon shows. Those really spoke, and I just thoroughly enjoyed those. So I think more TV had more of an influence as far as me wanting to pursue it at a younger age, when I watched those shows and saw young Black girls and Black boys on TV. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand that completely. I do understand that completely, especially since, you know, now in 2018, we're getting, you know, these booming shows of diversity. But, you know, back when I was young, the only thing that I really had, you know, diversified to watch was either all of that because of Kenan and Kel, or I watched That's So Raven, or or Moesha, like you pointed out, or A Different World, you know, shows that I can relate to. You know, it's important, and I'm glad you found a relationship from all that. You know, you saw the kids, you know, doing their act and you wanting to do it yourself. I completely, you know, understand that, because, you know, watching That So Raven when I was a kid, I wanted to be psychic, even though I knew I couldn't be, but I definitely felt a connection with this show, and I really do like the fact you felt the connection with all of that, because it's an important, and I hope shows like all that will, you know, continue to happen in 2018, because it's important.
Yeah, I hope.
So, Kelcy, with like, as I said before in the introduction, you've starred in different TVs and films. You know, when you get these types of scripts and roles, you know, how do you decide which one's the best? Because I know, let's be honest, for women, the role sometime in Hollywood isn't the greatest. Either you're the girlfriend or you're playing somebody's wife. How do you make sure you don't get that roles, and you get roles that show not only your strength as an actress, but show actual character, and not just being someone's, you know, storyline?
Sure. I think that for me right now on the stage of my career, I'm kind of, you know, on the earlier stage as far as pursuing TV and film. I truly believe that if it's not meant for me, I'm not going to get it. It's not going to roll. And I naturally gravitate towards stronger female characters and females that, you know, have purpose instead of just, you know, fixtures on the side of some man's arm or something. Even in Power, I definitely felt like, you know, it was definitely a stronger role as far as, you know, character, and she wasn't just, you know, like one of the other women taking off their clothes. So and not that there's anything wrong with that, but
Right.
I'll say that I personally think that all of the roles that I've been gifted with so far have just been right and just been where my natural instinct follows. And because I don't have control in casting myself in projects, you know, people have to want to work with me. So
of course.
I feel like I found those roles have found me because of my personality and who I am. So that's that's how I think about it as far as what I've done so far.
Well, yeah, I completely understand that, and I give you your kudos. I like it when when women find roles that are strong, you know, roles and not just, you know, as you said, being on some man's arm. It's important to show and have, you know, three-dimensional women characters. You know, it's important to have that.
Yeah.
And you know, I do with what's been going on with Hollywood, which is why I'm bringing that stuff. What's been going on with Hollywood, you know, with the Me Too and the time is up. Do you think Hollywood will finally open those doors for women and people of color to not only get better roles, but in the directing room, in the writing room? Do you think that will finally have that door open?
I think that it's starting to open, but I know like the Time's Up movement is great, but I think that in reality, most of those women that are a part of that movement are already power players. You know, they're
right.
all really involved. So it really will be up to them to open the door further. But I think that there are also a lot of there are a lot of women that are doing it and but just are like quiet. Like one of my favorite, they're on This Is Us. The main story editor and writer is a black woman. This Is Us is one of the best written shows on TV right now.
Oh yeah, hands down.
So I think that it will change. I do think that it's going to take some time. I think there are a lot of minds that need to be changed and a lot of that need to be broken, which habits are not broken overnight. So I believe that it's going to take a little bit longer than just maybe even a few years, you know. But I think if we're looking 10 years down the road, I do see a different Hollywood emerging. I mean, it's already emerging. People have, you know, Paula Davis has her production company. Kerry Washington has her production. Like, these women are implementing things to help break down the barriers. But
yeah,
I think it's going to take a while, even though these movements are great and the help of social media and everything. But it's still, I think it's going to take some time. As far as, and I will say more specifically, as far as network television goes, cable is turning the leaf quicker. You know, those shows on OWN and like FX with Atlanta and HBO with Insecure. I think the major network cable companies are going to take longer to turn. As far as not necessarily on screen, because I think on screen we're starting to get more representation. There are more roles that are being created for women of color on screen. I'm talking more behind the scenes, in the writer's room, in the producers, in the producers team, like that type of stuff. That's more what I'm talking about when I say I think it's going to take longer to get there.
Of course. And yeah, you're right. It is going to take a little bit longer to get, the women and people of color in the writer's room and director's room, but we are seeing some leeway. We are seeing, some people getting across that, that barrier. So we are seeing some types of changes in Hollywood. It definitely needs to continue, and it definitely needs to be consistent and not, And that's one of the things that worry about people is the consistency. We don't want this to
be a trend.
Just be another thing that people talk about, and so I completely understand that. Now, what you said with Carrie and a lot of these actresses starting their own productions company, making their own content, is that something you would be interested one day, starting your own production and making the content you want to see?
Yeah, yes, I actually already have a writing partner, and we are working on our own material just for the fact that I would like to be a part of that dialogue. Because even in the TV that I see today, there are still stories missing. There are still characters missing. There are still people that exist in, the African-American community that aren't represented, or in my personal opinion, I think that still there are some stereotypes that keep being displayed that I wish would eventually kind of go away. So yes, in the future, I would love to be a part of that. And, I'm starting small. My friend and I have a writing partner, and we are working on our own stuff, hopefully to produce something this year. But yes, that's definitely something that is on my horizon, on my wish list.
And, it's really interesting. A couple of years ago, we really didn't have a lot of these women, making production companies and doing these, making their own content. They just had to take, what was given to them. In your opinion, what shifted? Because now, again, we see Reese Witherspoon, Kerry Washington. We are seeing all these women creating their own production. But a few years ago, that didn't happen. So what do you think is the cultural shift in that?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. Cultural shift in
the culture shift in with the women being able to make their own productions and make their own content. About a few years ago, it didn't happen. 10 years ago or 6 years ago, you didn't have, Kerry Washington making her own productions. Reese Witherspoon made her own production. 6 years ago, we didn't see that, but we're seeing now, and we're seeing more women do it now. What do you think was that cultural shift, that cultural change that allowed this to happen?
I don't know. I think it's hard to say. I think really the biggest thing that makes big changes like that is money. I think women got enough money to be able to do that. Money is power. I mean, it's still America. You have the power to do it, and you have the money to do it. So honestly, I really think that it's money, because it's really expensive to have production companies on this grand scale. So I think it's the capital that they needed to finally create something that would be taken seriously. That's really what I don't because I don't think it was a social movement, or I think it was really came down to money, because that's a way to bust down doors.
Yes, I agree because we've had such huge success. Girls Trip, huge success. Right. Huge success, bigger success than what people thought. We've had Wonder Woman, breaking barriers. So you're right. It's definitely, I think, Hollywood's finally seeing, well, they should have saw this years ago, but that women can make money at the box office. There's no excuse to say that women can't make money in the box office when it's shown all the time that women, people of color, we can make money at the box office.
Right, exactly.
But we are still,
we're a profitable part of the market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. And Hollywood still has that hesitancy, to let us have those lead roles. And why do you think they are still hesitating a little bit? Even though the numbers are showing and the demand is showing that, guess what? Women of color, people of color, we can make money.
I still think it has to do with money. I think it's still it's not enough. I do think that people put a higher bar of standards to women and women of color specifically. Sometimes, I think that maybe they might think that it's an anomaly, or it has to be, I feel like you have to have a track record in order to finally prove your worth in Hollywood. Right. You have to, especially for women and Black women, you have to keep proving. It's not just good one time. It's not just once, oh, that was cute. It's the consistency that I think implants in people's minds, especially, the men that are in power and that pull the strings. They really only care about their bottom line and how much money they're gonna make off of you. So
right.
I think that, again, that answer is money.
Yeah, this is so true. I mean, no, you are telling the truth. It is money. It is money that they are looking at. And you are right. There is harder and higher standards for women, in Hollywood, and it kind of makes it hard for us to succeed. But as I said again, we look at Girls Trip. Black Lightning made records last night when it premiered. So it's the other night, actually, Tuesday night, it broke records when it appeared. So, the demand is there. Yep. The demand is definitely there, and Hollywood should definitely listen to that demand.
Yep. I just think it's going to be these repetitive, Issa Rae, and like, you know, like how long did it take her to get to where she is? And now she's finally proving, okay, this is worth something. I am worth something. And now Hollywood is starting to listen to her voice, to her projects, to her thing, you know, like you have to, I think you have to prove some sort of, you don't get blind trust when you're a woman or when you're a woman of color. No one gives you blind trust. You have to come with the numbers.
True.
So,
that's a very powerful statement, but that is a true statement.
Yeah.
Very, very true statement, Ms. Kelcy. You know, when we talk about these things, you know, our young inspiring viewers of Black Talent TV, they might kind of get discouraged with the whole how Hollywood works. What advice can you give to them to keep them pushing? Because yes, even though it is hard, like you said, it took Issa Rae a long time to get where she is, but she did. And it, you know, I'm pretty sure it took Kerry Washington a long time to get where she was, but she did. So it is possible to have success. Yeah. So what can you say in words of advice to keep people going?
Yeah. I think that you need a very thick skin. You have to get used to the word no. That's what I always tell people when everybody asks me that. I was like, get used to the word no. Get used to rejection. The more you get used to it, the longer that you'll be able to make it in this business. And don't get it twisted. I still hear rejection every day. I'm not, you know, quote unquote, even though this is like so false and I hate saying this, but you know, in the grand theme of the way people look at your career and your success, I am not at the top of my career. I'm not where I, you know, quote unquote want to be. I still have things that I want to do and accomplish, but I've made it this long because I have gotten used to the word no. And used to just saying that. And like I said earlier, like I truly believe that there's an amazing, I just heard this quote the other day, like there's anything that is for you cannot be taken away. So because you don't get something truly means that it's just not for you and you have to figure out how to accept that. That's something that I've really had to just implant into my brain because mental sanity is the most important part of this business. Remaining sane and calm and not getting in your head and not getting discouraged. It's okay to be discouraged. Obviously, that comes along with who we are as humans, but you really have to be able to fight it off quickly. I'll say, you know, let it go quickly and move on to the next because you're really, you know, my acting teacher says this all the time and I use it. It's like one of my favorite quotes, like you're only one audition away. So if you keep putting yourself out there, if you keep showing up, if you keep, you know, going towards your goals, you're technically only one audition away from getting that job that you want. So if you're pursuing a career in the industry, you just literally cannot stop no matter how hard it gets, no matter how discouraged you get. If it's in your body and in your fibers to do this, then it will come. It's just not going to be on your timeline. That's another thing I've had to really learn how to just deal with. It's not going to be on my timeline. So,
and that is that's some powerful words. You're just one audition away, and yes, people do have to be patient. It's not, I mean, unfortunately, as much as we like to have that one audition to just, you know, bring us over the top, you know, got to work at it. You got to keep going for it.
You have to have thousands. I don't even know how many auditions I've been in. I couldn't. It's in the thousands range, if not more. So it just.
We here at Black Talent TV definitely believe in you, Kelcy. We believe that you are going to be huge. We do believe that, and your worth ethic and your you know how you look at it. You know, no matter how times you've been told no, you're gonna keep going. You're gonna keep pursuing. And I think that's going to really resonate with our audience today. I hope everyone will take that message away. You're just one audition away. And even if you're not an actor, you're just...
Yeah, you're just... Exactly. Every career that you want to pursue, it all takes perseverance.
Yes.
So, yeah. Oh, it's tough, though. This business is really, really, really tough.
Oh, yeah. I can, I've been talking to a few people. They say the same thing. Hollywood's tough. So I'm definitely going to have to believe that. Hollywood's tough.
Yeah.
All right. So before we wrap it up here, Ms. Kelcy, I do want to ask you, for our audience out there and for those who love Power.
Mm.
We want to know, will you be reprising your role in Power?
I I really honestly don't have an answer to that question. It's not. I can't say no, but I can't say yes.
Gotcha.
I that's about all I can say because that's about all the information that I personally have. I would love to, but I do not control the strings. So hopefully it'll work out that you'll see me in season 5, but I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Yes, that would be great. That would be great. But can you tell us, how did you get involved with Power?
That was another. I will say luck is also a part of this business. Same thing with actually my role on Gotham. When I got the role of Power, Dominique, it was supposed to be just a 1-episode character. She was just going to be there for 1 episode, say some stuff, and go. It was actually Courtney, the EP, the executive producer, that asked me to come back. It was not planned. I was just supposed to be just a co-star one day in, one day out. So I owe a lot of it to Courtney for seeing something in me to ask me to come back. It was the first season, so they were still developing like storyline and stuff. So I was very fortunate to turn it into a recurring role, which was only supposed to be a one episode character arc. So it's always something that I'm very proud of because it could have just been one and done. So that's how it was just a regular audition, that's what you do. You just run around to auditions all day. So it was just an audition, and then I shot it and it went well. And then they called my agents a couple weeks later saying, hey, is she available to come back and shoot another episode? So it was very cool. And I'm very honored to be a part of Power. I think that it is a brilliantly written show, and I love the way that they work, and everyone is always so nice to me when I'm there. I would really love to be back. I do miss the crew and the team and everything. So hopefully it'll work out in the future.
Yeah, we hope so too. I'm pretty sure the audience would like to see you back on Power. It is a great show. I know everyone's, waiting eagerly for season 5 to premiere.
I know. Season 4 was a doozy. It was so good.
Yeah. I know. I binge watched it. I binge watched Power because at first I didn't watch Power. It took me at least about a month to get into Power. But once I did, I watched all 3 seasons in about 2 weeks. So it's a very addicting show. Yes, I advise people to watch it, but don't watch it because you will get stuck. I got stuck. I'm not gonna lie. I even asked to get off, I even asked my boss if I can come in a little hour later so I can finish the episode I was watching. It was so important, so I had to finish watching. So I really hope to see you back on Power. That would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely soon.
We would love it. Well, Miss Kelcy, we really enjoy you coming and sitting down with the Black Talent TV family with us today. We really appreciate your words, your thoughts. Again, we are all going to hope to see you not only just on Power, but more on the big and small screen as well. You definitely have the great mind and the work ethics to just be unbelievably huge. We 100% believe that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you can catch me on Gotham pretty much every Thursday for the rest of the season. So, tune in because that's where I am right now. So
yes, make sure you guys watch Gotham. Gotham is a great show as well. I'm a huge Gotham fan, so make sure you guys definitely check her out on Gotham. And again, we're all going to hope to see you on Power. And hey, I'll hope to see you on Broadway again soon. I will hope to see you on Broadway because I want to hear you sing. You just said you sing. I want to hear it now. I need to hear it. So I'm hoping you do some Broadway. Let me know so I can get my ticket. I will see you there. And I will see you there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, we thank you, and I want to thank the Black Talent TV for listening in today. We really do appreciate it. Again, we do appreciate Kelcy for coming and sitting down with us. If you are interested in advertising or coming and sitting down with Black Talent TV, please contact us at info@blacktalenttv.com. I also want to thank our sponsors, Cost. Make sure you guys check them out at cost.com. And again, we want to thank you. My name is Simone Jackson. I appreciate you guys coming, and I appreciate you guys sitting here listening to me and Kelcy. And we guys will talk to you guys soon again. Bye.